Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a new lesson from your book Moments. Moments chapter 7. Okay. Today we will start The Last Leaf by O.Henry. So I hope everyone is ready. Good morning, Mandira. Are you ready, everyone? Reply it so that we can start our class. Good morning, Sarah. Okay, so let's start our class for today. So we will start The Last Leaf, okay, by O.Henry. I'm just waiting for everyone to be present so that later on the one who has not come, the things will be repeated again. So it's better to start when everyone is there, okay? So if you have the book, you can take out your book Moments, that is page number 44, okay? Page number 44. Okay, so let's start it. The Last Leaf, written by O.Henry. O.Henry is an American short story writer. He has written lots of short stories, many interesting short stories, and The Last Leaf is one of them, and which is the best story. It is actually told that this Last Leaf is the very best story, and it is very interesting story. Okay, and O.Henry, the real name of O.Henry is William Sidney Potter. About the writer, it's not so much necessary for your chapter, but we should know it about little bit about the writer. So his real name was William Sidney Potter, but people call him as O.Henry. People knows him as O.Henry. O.Henry. Okay. So this the last leaf. This the title itself is very significant. It is very important. The title itself tells take us the way of thinking. People how they actually react, how their way, how they think about it, how they take a small incident in a positive way or in a negative way. Okay, so it's very important. The last leaf here. This later on, after we will know about the story, after we will go through the story, we will know why this last leaf is important, why the title last leaf is mentioned. Okay, why it is the title is last leaf. So later on we will know it. It is actually a nostalgic story. The main purpose is basically shown as dedication to, as a friend, dedication. So let's go through the story. Before we go, we just will know about the characters here. So we have three characters here. One is the main protagonist is Sue and Johnsy. Johnsy is the main heroine. You can say heroine. Protagonist means heroine. The main heroine of the story, Johnsy, and her friend Sue. And then we will have Berman, a painter. And this Sue and Johnsy, they are also a painter. So let's see how these people are related with the last leaf. Okay. So let's start our chapter. So the last leaf. It is autumn. The wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? So this story is actually, it is It was written. It was in the autumn time, and in the autumn the wind actually blows very hard, and it was raining very heavily. And there was one ivy creeper, and the leaves of that creeper has fallen, except one leaf has not fallen. And why doesn't this last leaf why it doesn't fall? So that is how the story started. Why this last leaf doesn't fall? What is actually there with the last leaf? Okay, so let us start it. Sue and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. So here we find two characters, that is Sue and Johnsy. They were two young artists, you can say a painter, and they were sharing a small flat. They were living in a building, and they have one small. They were sharing a room. They share a room. They live together, and the flat was on the third story of an old house. And where they were staying on the flat was on the third. Their room was on the third story. Okay, third story. Story means floor. Third floor of an old house. It was a very old house, and they were living on the third story on that flat, and they were sharing the same room. Both of them, they were artists, a painter, and they lived their life with like painting, doing painting and all. They'll earn their livelihood in that way. Johnsy fell seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. So Johnsy, she fell seriously ill in November. In November, she fell seriously ill. She had pneumonia. Pneumonia is actually a lung inflammation caused by some viral infection or fever. You have lots of diseases here. Okay, and if it is because of pneumonia, people die also. So today we can say that as the technology is advanced, as we have good doctors and also today it's not these things can be cured very easily, but at that time it was very difficult for a person to cure this kind of disease. Okay, so she was suffering from pneumonia. She and what she would do, she would lie in her bed without moving. She would just lie on her bed, just gazing out of the window. She will just look out of her window. Although he came every day, okay, she sent for the doctor. Sue, her friend, became very worried. So, as Johnsy, she was suffering from pneumonia. She would not even talk with anyone. She would not even move from her bed. She will just lie in her bed in the same place, and she will just look outside the window, and she will not even talk or laugh with her friend. So Sue, her friend, became very much worried. So she became very much worried with about Johnson's problem, as she do not even, though she was suffering, she do not even respond properly. She is always sad. She remains sad. So she was very much worried about her friend. She sent for the doctor, and then she called a doctor. So she called a doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnson's condition. And the doctor, he used to visit Johnsy to look Johnsy every day, but there was no change in her condition. Johnsy was the same Johnsy. She was same sad, only lying on her bed. There was no though the doctor was treating her properly, but there was no change in her condition. Why there was no change? Let's say. One day, the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" So one day, as the doctor come every day to look after Johnsy, to see Johnsy, to treat her properly, but he found that there is no change in Johnsy's condition. So one day, as when the doctor came, he took Sue aside from Johnsy, and asked her that why she is not changing, why her condition is not changing. There is something that is worrying her. So what it is, maybe as she is her friend, she may know about it. So he asked Sue, the doctor asked Sue, that is anything worrying Johnsy, that there is no change in her condition? No, replied Sue. But why do you ask? And she replied, no, there is nothing like that. And then she asked why he had actually asked her about that, if anything is worrying her or not. Then the doctor said, Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she's not going to get well. If she doesn't want to leave, medicines will not help her. So now the doctor, he said, the doctor told Sue about Johnson's condition, that her condition was not changing. There was no change in her condition, and if and something is worrying her. That's why there is no change. So then the doctor, he said, then as Sue wanted to know why he has actually told like that. So the doctor said that Johnsy, like, it seems she has made up her mind. The doctor, he felt that Johnsy has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. She do not want to be good. And if she doesn't made up her mind, like, if what happened, if you are suffering from some diseases and all, and if you do not have that confidence on yourself that you will be all right, you will be fine, then medicine will also not help anyone, is not it? So the doctor said the same thing, that uh, if she doesn't want to live, medicine will not help her. The doctor said that Johnsy, she has actually made up her mind that she is not going to get well, and if she behave in this way every day, then medicine will also not help her. So there will be complication in her problem. There will be lots of complication. Then she tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but Johnsy did not respond. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. So now, as the doctor, when Sue came to know about Johnsy, that she is like very much upset. Has no confidence on herself that she will be fine. That everything will be all right, because she has made up her mind that nothing is going to be proper. So then Shu tried to divert her mind to something else, not to always think about the about her problem. So she tried all her level best to take Johnson's interest in something else, so that she will be happy. So she talked about clothes, new clothes. She talked about fashion, but Johnsy, she behaved on the same way. She did not even respond to what Shu is actually talking with her, what she wants to talk with her. She is not at all responding. She has not no interest on that. But still, Shu is trying so that her interest will be diverted to something else. Johnsy, she continued to lie still on her bed, but there is no change. Johnsy, she still lie on her bed. She will not look at anything. Her interest, she doesn't have interest on any other thing. So she did not respond. Whatever Shu say, she does not respond. So now Shu, what she did, she brought her drawing board, as they are painters. So she brought a drawing board into Johnsy's room, and then she started to paint, and only to take Johnsy's mind from her illness, to take off her mind from her illness. And then she whistled while working. She whistled while working. Okay, she whistling, so that her mind will be diverted to other things. She will be happy. So she tried her level best. As she was her friend, she tried her. She cannot see her friend in such a way. She cannot see her friend in that situation. So she tried everything so that she can make Johnsy happy, so that she can take off her mind from her illness and just divert her mind to something else. But still, there was no change. If you have any doubts, you just reply it, okay? So now, suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backward. She was looking out of the window and was saying, 12. Now suddenly, as she was trying to divert her mind, suddenly she heard that Johnsy was whispering something. She was saying something very slowly, very quietly. She quickly rushed to the bed. She quickly went to the bed and just tried to hear it, what she was actually saying. And then she heard that Johnsy was counting something, counting from backward. She was looking out of the window and she was saying 12. Then she heard that she was counting. After some time, she whispered 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. So, and then she just want to see what she just want to hear it properly, that what she was doing. Then she found that she was counting backward. She was counting like 12, then 11, then 10, then 9. So in this way her counting was going on, backward counting. So she said look out of the window, and then she want to know that what is there outside, what actually she is looking, and she's counting. So she was very tense, and in a very anxiously means in a tensed way. In tense way, she look out of the window. What is there? She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. And then what she saw there, what she found there, she saw that an old ivy creeper. Ivy creeper is a like a type of plant creeper, no, that just climb on the wall and all. So a type of creeper. Creeper you can say like climbers and all, but that just touch the wall and all. It just like a scenario. So that creeper was climbing. It just climbing halfway up the brick. She saw that an old ivy creeper that climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite to their window. It was opposite to their window. And in the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaf. And outside, the wind was very strong. It was blowing very strong, and the creeper has some leaves there. So that creeper, the leaves of that creeper was falling one by one. So when Sue looked outside, she saw that an old ivy creeper was there that was climbed halfway up the brick wall opposite to their window. And there she can see that the leaf of that creeper was just falling down one by one. Clear, everyone? So you just replied, okay, if you have any doubt in any line. What is it, dear? Sue asked. Now, sure, she could not understand that what was going on with Johnsy, what she is actually thinking, what she wants, why she is counting, what she is counting. So she asked, what is it, dear? She asked to Johnsy. 6, whispered Johnsy. And again, Johnsy whispered 6. So she was counting backward. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. And then she said, now 6. Johnsy whispered, and then she said that these leaves are falling faster now. As 3 days ago, there were hundreds of leaves. Johnsy, she said, there were hundreds of leaves. Now there are only 5 left. And it is, and then so she said that it is autumn. And in the autumn, as the wind is blowing so strongly, it is natural that the leaves will fall. There is no doubt that it will fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. And then Johnsy, she said that, no, when the last leaf will fall, I will die. Means Johnsy, she was just counting that leaves, that when the last leaf of that ivy creeper will fall, she has made up her mind that she will die. Like the ivy creeper's leaf, she will also die. And she said in a very confident way, she's very confident that she will die. I have known this for the last 3 days. And then she said that I came to realize this. For the last 3 days, I realized that I will die. I'm not going to live. I'm not get well. I will not get well, and everything will be finished. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Now, the Sue replied, "That is all nonsense. What are you thinking about? And what actually how this old ivy creepers, how this is actually related with your getting well and all? These are all nonsense things. You should not think about like that." And then she also said that the doctor is confident that you will get well soon. And why are you thinking in such a way? This is all nonsense. You should not think such a way. This leaf and your life is not related with each other. So she tried to console her. She tried to make her understand by saying those things. But Johnsy, she is not going to listen to it. So Johnsy did not say anything. She went and brought her a bowl of soup. So now Johnsy, she did not utter a single word. She is actually fixed in her own views, her own opinion. She is not going to listen to anyone else. She went. She was very much worried. She actually, she loves her friend a lot. So she went and brought her a bowl of soup, and she went and she brought a bowl of soup for her so that she will take the soup and she will get well soon. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I'm not hungry. And then Johnsy, she said that she doesn't want any soup and she's not at all hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. And then Johnsy, she said that she's not hungry, and she said that now only 4 leaves left on that creeper, and she want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. She know that she feels that before it get dark, the last leaf will fall, and then she will sleep forever, and then I will sleep forever. So she was just uttering the same thing, though her friend tried a lot to make her understand, but she will not listen to anyone. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Please, my dear friend, she begged Johnsy, promise not to look out of the window while I paint. And then Sue, she said to her, Sue is also very much worried about her friend, that she has made up her mind. Her friend Johnsy, she has almost made up her mind that she will die when the last leaf will fall. So what she will do now, how she will help her friend to just overcome that situation. So she sat on Johnsy's bed. She consoled her, she kissed her, and said that everything is going to be all right. You will not die. And then she also said that I cannot draw this curtain. I cannot just cover the window because I need some light. I have to complete a painting here to get some money for us. So, and then she tell her that as I cannot draw the curtains, I will just request you not to look outside the window. Please do not look outside the window till I complete my painting. All right, said Johnsy. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I am tired of waiting. I have to die. So let me go away peacefully, like one of those poor tired leaves. So now Johnsy, she said, okay, all right, I will not look outside the window, but you finish your painting soon, as I want to die peacefully. I want to see the last leaf fall, and I will die. And I'm tired of waiting the last leaf, so I want to die very soon. I want to leave peacefully from this peacefully like that poor tired leaves. I am also tired of waiting. So you just complete your painting, and then I will see the last leaf falling. Now, Sue is very much worried how she will help her friend, what she will do to help her friend, what she will do so that her friend will get the confidence that she will not die, because she has almost made her mind that she will die. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Behman up to be my model. And then she said that, okay, you just try to sleep, as I have to paint an old miner. Miner means one who actually works at mine. So she said that she wants to, actually she doesn't want to make any mine and all. She just diverted her mind so that she will sleep and she will not look outside the window. She will not look at that leaf. So she said that, okay, till then you sleep properly. I have to die. I have to paint. I have to paint an old miner. Old miner means one who actually work in the mines and all. No, I have to paint that person. So I need a model. I need one person to be my model, and I will just look at him and paint. So I have to call Behman. So Behman is one of the painter here. Okay, we will come across Behman now. So Behman, she said that I will just call Behman to be my model. Till then, you just sleep. Don't look at the window. So at last, she tried to make her understand not to look outside the window. And Johnsy also, she actually agrees with her friend. And then she promised her that she will not look outside the window till her painting is not completed. She rushed down. Behman lived on the ground floor. So she just ran down to call Behman. He lived on the ground floor of that building. He was a 60-year-old painter. So Behman, he was 60-year-old and he was a painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Now, Behman, he is a painter and he has a dream, and he has a lifelong dream to paint a masterpiece. Okay, masterpiece means the best perfect work of him. Masterpiece. Okay, but that had the very important, significant work of any person. No, that will be called as masterpiece, the best one. So he wanted to paint a masterpiece, but that remained like a dream only. He could not actually complete any masterpiece till now. But he has a dream that one day he will complete, he will make a masterpiece. Masterpiece, you can also say the painter, when they paint it, when the painting shows us the reality, it seems like this is real. It doesn't seem like a painting. It doesn't seem like it is not the real one. Then it becomes like a masterpiece only. So it remained a dream for Behman that he could not he could not actually start his masterpiece. So he has a dream and he is actually thinking that one day he will paint a masterpiece. So she went to Behman, uh, who was a painter, in help for help. I want to ask help from Behman. So what kind of help she wants from Behman? She poured out her worries to Behman. So she told everything to Behman about her friend Johnsy, how her situation is, what she is actually thinking about. Everything she explained it to Behman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. So she told him. So she told Brahman that how Johnsy, she was convinced that she would die when the last leaf will fall. So she has made up her mind to made up her mind to die. She doesn't have the confidence to live in. She doesn't want to live at all. So she said everything to Brahman, and then um, she explained everything that when the last leaf will fall, she feel that she will also die. Is she stupid? Asked Behman. How can she be so foolish? Behman was also surprised to hear those things, that how she can be so foolish. She's a young girl. How she can think like that? She's running a high temperature, complained Sue. And Sue said that now she is actually, her temperature is very high because her feeling is that she will die. So she wants to see that last leaf falling and she wants to die. And because of that, her temperature has rises. She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot. And so she said that she even doesn't take any food. She doesn't even want to drink or eat. And that because of that, I'm very much worried about her. If she will not eat or drink, she will actually, no one can help her. And she has made up her mind to die. So she is not taking anything. So Sue is very much upset. So she poured all her problems to Behman. I will come with you and see Johnsy, Behman said. Then Behman said, okay, I will just come with you to see Johnsy. They tiptoed into the room. Tiptoed means walking quietly so that there will be no sound of the foot, of the leg, okay, while walking. So that as Johnsy is sleeping, they very quietly went into the room. Johnsy, she was sleeping. She drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. So she drew the curtains together, just closed the window, and then they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the, so she just looked out of the window, uh, looked quickly out of the window to show what actually she is looking at and why she is thinking in such a way. She explained it everything to Brahman there. Out through the window, there was only one leaf on the creeper, and now there was only one leaf on that creeper. And it was raining heavily, and an icy cold wind was blowing it. And it was blowing, and it was raining heavily, and uh, the cold wind was also blowing. And of course, there is no doubt that the last leaf, that leaf will not fall. It will actually fall. That is the last leaf. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. And then she said, "It seems like the leaf will fall at any minute now. There is no doubt. No one can help falling the leaf. So it will fall." Bahman did not say a word. So Bahman understood everything, but he did not utter a single word, and he went back to his room. So thinking something, he just went back to his room. Johnsy woke up next morning. In a feeble voice, she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. So now Johnsy, she woke up next morning, and she, in a feeble voice, feeble means very weak voice, she asked Sue, now she asked Sue to draw the curtains, to just take out the curtains, to just as she want to see outside. So she requested Sue to draw the curtains of a window so that she want to see outside. She want to see that last leaf. So she was nervous. She was very much nervous. She drew the curtains very reluctantly, very willingly. She drew the curtains. "Oh!" Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. And then suddenly she had a sudden feeling of mind when she looked outside the window and when she looked at the vine creeper. And why she was actually very surprised to see something. And what was it? Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy. In spite of the storm and the fierce wind, it didn't fall. And as she was nervous, but when she just draw the curtains, she was very excited to see that there was still the one leaf was there still in the creeper. And then she said to Johnsy, see there, there is one leaf still quite green and healthy leaf is there. You see, in spite of so big storm and this wind, it has not, the strong wind, it has not fall. See, it is still very green and healthy. So she was very happy to see that, okay, there is one leaf. "I heard the wind last night," said Johnsy. "I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I will die." Then Johnsy, she said then, "No, I heard the wind last night. It was very strong wind." Johnsy, she said, and she also said that she thought it would have fallen. She thought that it has fallen, and if when she will see, it will fall and she will die. But she again says that, okay, but today it will surely fall, and then I will die. So still she is in her, there is in her mind that she will die. She is not going to live. "You won't die," said Sue energetically. "You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die?" And then Sue, very like she's consoling her friend and very energetically, very happily. So now she is very happy, and she said that, no, you won't die. You have to live for your friend. Just think what would happen to me if you would have died. You have not thought of your friend. You are thinking only for yourself. So Sue very energetically said those words to Johnsy. Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. So now, um, Sue just laughed at Johnsy just laughed what Sue has said, but she has not changed her mind that that when the last leaf will fall, she will die. She has in her mind. So Johnsy, she just smiled very weakly and closed her eyes. And after every hour, every 1 hour, she would open her eye to see the leaf, and she would find that the leaf is clinging to the creeper. Clinging means as if it is fitted very properly. It doesn't, it has not fall. She every 1 hour, after every 1 hour, she would see the leaf, and she would find the leaf is still there, clinging on the creeper, to the creeper. In the evening there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. Now, in the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. The leaf did not fall. Johnsy, she stayed looking outside the window till when the leaf will fall. She has in her mind that the leaf will fall and she will die. So she was just, her eyes was there on the leaf. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf, and for a long time Johnsy was looking at the leaf as there was heavy wind, and this time she believed that this leaf will fall. So she lay there for a long time looking at the leaf, and then she called out to Sue. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. And then when she found that the leaf is not falling, though the wind was very strong, the leaf was not falling. And then she realized something. She was very sorry for what she has done. She called Sue and she said that she had been a very bad girl for those days. And she also realized that how Sue is actually taking care of, looking after her so properly, so lovingly. But Johnsy, she has not cooperated her. Always she was so depressed, so gloomy, so sad, and she has made up her mind that she will die. She did not even try to understand the feeling of her friend. And then now she said that this last leaf had actually showed me that how wicked I was. I was with my friend, how wicked I was. And then she realized that it is a great sin. One who actually thinks of dying, it is actually a great sin. That means now there is a hope. Now Johnsy has got some hope after looking at the window, after looking at the leaf, that the leaf had not fallen due to the strong wind. It has not fallen. So now she is relaxed and she is happy, and there is some hope in her mind that she is not going to die. So she realized and she accepted. She called her friend. She accepted everything what she has done. She is sorry for with her friend. She says sorry to her friend, and then she hugged Johnsy. Then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. And she just hugged her friend. She was very happy. And then she brought lots of hot soup for Johnsy. Johnsy, she combed her hair. She look her face at the mirror, and now she is smiling very brightly and very properly. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Brahman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. So now, in the afternoon, the doctor came to look to see Johnsy, and after examining Johnsy properly, he told Sue that now Johnsy has the willing to live. Now she wants to live, and he is confident. The doctor is confident now she will recover very soon. And then he said to Sue that now I must go downstairs and see Brahman. Brahman, he is also suffering from pneumonia, but the doctor, he said that he is afraid that he will not leave. There is no hope for Brahman. So what had happened actually with Brahman? That suddenly he is suffering from pneumonia, and suddenly the doctor, he said that he cannot save his life. He could not save his life. So what happened? Let's see. The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand in hers, She said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Berman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, the janitor found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet, and he was shivering. He had been out in the stormy night. So the next morning, she came to Johnsy. She sat on Johnsy's bed and taking her hand in her hand, she said, she speak it out. She said that she wants to tell her something, and then she told that Mr. Berman he died because he was suffering from pneumonia, same disease that uh, Johnsy had. And this morning he died of pneumonia. And she said that he was ill for 2 days, only 2 days. And the first day, the janitor means one who take care of that building. Okay, you can say watchman also. Janitor, he found him on his bed. He found Berman on his bed, and his clothes and shoes were all wet, and he was very much shivering. The first day he was shivering. His clothes and his shoes, everything was wet. He had been out in that stormy night, and in that stormy night, actually, he had been out somewhere. He was all drenched in that rain, and because of that, he suffered from pneumonia and he died. But now let's see why actually Berman had gone to where he had gone in that stormy night, what was actually doing in that stormy night. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. And then they found that there was a ladder. Ladder means siri. Okay, and a lantern. Lantern means lamp. It was still lighted lying near his bed. Actually, he had taken a ladder and he was just on his bed shivering with cold. Everything was wet. His clothes were wet. And the lantern was lighted nearby his bed. There was also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. And they found that there were some brushes with green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. So he has been out with brushes and color also, paints also. Johnsy dear, said Sue, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? That's Berman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. And then she said, now she explained everything about Berman, that how he had died, that he had been outside on that stormy night with ladder, lantern, with paints and all, and he was wet. He was wet the whole night. Maybe he was in the water in that rain, and because of that he died. He suffered from pneumonia and died. And then she said that to Johnsy that just look at tells her to look at out of the window and to look at that ivy leaf, and then asked her, haven't you realized that this leaf is not moving, fluttering? No, if it was a real leaf it would have fluttered. It's not it. When the wind comes, what happens? Leaves, they all move. It's not it. But this leaf is not fluttering, it is not moving, though there is very strong wind is moving, but this leaf is not fluttering. And haven't you realized why this is not fluttering? And then she said that this is actually Berman's masterpiece. That was the masterpiece. He painted it that night the last leaf fell. That night only, when the last leaf fell from that ivy creeper, he painted, standing the whole night on that on that rain, he painted it. And because of that, he suffered from pneumonia and he died, giving Johnsy a new life. Though he died, but he gave a new life, and his dream was also fulfilled. The dream that he want to paint a masterpiece, and his realistic painting. It seems what he has actually painted. It doesn't seems like it is just a painting. It seems like it is the real one. But only one if no one who notice it properly that the leaves are not moving, then only they realize that it is painting. But till then, no one realized. So in this way, Berman, he saved Johnsy life, Johnsy giving a new life, and he died. And also he was successful in making his masterpiece. He was successful in making his dream come true. So that is what the story, the last leaf. So I hope you have understood how this last leaf is related with the story. Yes or no? Is there any doubt? Just reply it. Do you have any doubt with the story? Okay. So we have completed this chapter, the last leaf. So tomorrow again we will uh, be here with a new chapter from English or English or whatever it is. Let's see. And if you have found, if you are not clear with the story, if you have not understood anything from the story, you can just repeat the video again and just see the explanation. Okay, but still later, if after that also you have any doubts, you just reply it on the group. You just message it to me on the group. Okay, students. Okay, so students, bye for today. We will be back again tomorrow with a new chapter. Okay, take care of your health. Bye.